everyone. So I'm just going to preface this by saying I do not have a picture perfect kitchen. It is chaos. It is well lived in. There's no fancy floating islands, nothing like that. This is just a really small kitchen for a family of 5. But we are moving on, and we're going to be doing the cauliflower hash browns with sautéed mushrooms. Now, in the recipe, it does say that we'll be frying the hash browns, but I have my little handy dandy pancake omelette maker here that I absolutely love. We use it for literally everything. It is a pancake maker, but it's kind of like our all-purpose. That is my dog. Chance, please stop. All right, so we're going to put in our Parmesan cheese, which are all pre-done, and put into my little Kmart bowls, which, as I went through in a video before, are absolutely perfect for using the scales without the bowl. So we're going to do our Parmesan cheese. I don't know why that's... All right. And we're going to do our mixed herbs. So I have oregano, thyme, rosemary, and chives in this bowl. So it does make it a little quicker when you pre-cut all your ingredients. So for people who do meal prep and everything, this would be perfect. All right, so moving on. We're going to mill it. So this will take 10 seconds. I need a spatula. And then just keep an eye on your little key lock here. That'll show you when it's ready to be moved. So that is the herbs and Parmesan cheese. All right, so then it says to add cauliflower. So I've got it cut up. Best tip with cauliflower is make sure it's in small little chunks, because if you put them in big chunks, it takes forever and it can seize up your blades. Not seize up, but it can kind of jam a bit. So we're going to tear that off. So even if you go over, it's not going to make much of a difference, because I like a little bit of extra cauliflower. Ooh, and it's still in the green. I'll bring you closer so you can actually see the screen. All right, so moving on, we're going to chop it now for 2 seconds. So who doesn't have 2 seconds to spare to chop some cauliflower? All right. So that is now our cheesy cauliflower herb mix. So we're going to add in our 2 eggs. Ooh. Add in our 40 grams of tapioca starch. Okay, it says dried chives, but I bought a whole packet of fresh ones on clearance. So either way. Now, half a teaspoon of sea salt and half a teaspoon of black pepper. So this is our bamboo seasoning box. I like to keep salt and pepper in it. And in my family's justification, this is, to me, a teaspoon. So it says half a teaspoon, but more like 3/4. That's half a teaspoon. All right, so just remember on your Thermomix that if it's in grams or ounces, especially if it's the ounces in the recipe, it will auto tick off. Otherwise, you're going to tick it off yourself. All right, pressing next. So now it's going to combine all these ingredients. For 10 seconds. All right, so moving on. So it says to place a large frying pan over medium-high heat and allow the pan to heat up. But we're just going to use a little pancake omelette maker right here. All right. They're set aside and cover to keep warm while you saute the mushrooms. So that's just what it looks like. So we're going to put it in a bigger bowl.
What are you making?
My breakfast.
Just recording. Yeah. We're allowed to be in the photo.
No.
Oh.
Rude. Okay, hang on. I'll get you a pair of scissors.
Just give it. Now you're.
Alright, so I'm not too pedantic about taking out every little drop. There's still going to be a little bit in there, but again, it's just for me anyway.
Hi.
Alright, so moving on. So we're going to add the remaining 2 tablespoons of oil to the pan. With the Thermomix, these are absolutely great. I got this one from Coles, so it's literally, you push this lever up and there's your pour spout, or your spray. So we're going to do the pour spout. I think it's only about $8 or $9. But it's also good for our pans and stuff, especially if you're doing Brazilian puffs. Alright, now mushrooms are in the fridge for obvious reasons, because it is, oh no, they're not, they're right here. It is stinking like a dog. So I'm not going to saute this in the frying pan. I'm going to show you how to do it on the Thermomix. So, Nate, what are you doing, bro? Alright, so we're going to go to our browning mode. We're going to turn it down to 100, oh, no. Oh, well, let's just go down to 140. So one thing I did learn at our Kickstart event on Saturday was you can actually change the intensity of your browning mode. So you can go from gentle to intense. But we're just going to do it gentle because it's just mushrooms. Alright, and we'll do, we'll do 10 minutes. Oh my goodness. Alright, so that is going to saute. So our browning mode, or our high heat mode, is just finished. Woo! Hot, hot, hot. And that is our mushrooms. So I just showed you how to saute without a frying pan. Alright. Now it's not going to be a proper hash brown consistency, obviously, because I'm doing mine in my pancake maker rather than my frying pan. And I won't get you to sit here and watch me do all of them. We'll just do a couple so you can see. Okay, so this is browning, what it does to the bottom of your Thermomix, which is the same as it would do to a normal saucepan. So all I'm going to do is fill it up with water. I like to try and get it at least halfway up the bowl. The further up the bowl it gets, the more it reaches the lid. Now with your browning mode or your fat and caramel setting on your pre-clean, never ever use dishwashing liquid. Dishwashing liquid will end up making it an absolute soapy volcano, and it could potentially get into your machine. So I'm trying to find my citric acid. There it is. So you can either use lemon juice, vinegar, or citric acid. I'm going to use citric acid. This isn't the one I opened, but I don't know what the other one is.
It does curry, sugar, lemon,
Well, that didn't work. Alright. I'm just going to sprinkle some in the bowl. So my team leader said to about 1 to 2 teaspoons per 500 mils, I think she said. So I just free measure. So that's all in there. I do like to wipe down the rim of the bowl so it doesn't get into as much into my lid. So while that's on pre-clean, we're going to go ahead and push this back. I'll show you how to do pre-clean. So we're going to go over here to pre-clean, which is also in your cooking center up here. And we're going to put browning, and we're going to press play. But moving on, we'll do a couple. Now this is going to be hot, so I don't want to burn myself. My little pancake maker. We're going to turn you around this way. Give it a spray. Now, I haven't done it with the hash browns before, so I'm not sure how it's going to work, but we can experiment together. Alright, so if you do tend to fill these ones up too much, they will overflow, which is why I didn't. Close that, I'm going to cook. I'm going to pause the video and then we'll come back when this is ready. Okay, actually what we're going to do is while that's cleaning, while that's cooking, we're going to do the meal prep. So I've got my plate here for breakfast because I haven't had breakfast yet, and we're going to make them. It does say it's meant to have 4 to a serve. I don't know if I'm going to get 4 out of this mix, but we're going to try. Alright, so we're going to put some cherry tomatoes in this side. Oh. We're going to put some spinach, so this will go on the top, so obviously I can pull out the hash browns pancakes. I'm going to call them cauliflower pancakes. I don't mind extra spinach, so that's fine. Alright, we've got the sauteed mushrooms there, which I'll put on the sides where the pancakes or hash browns are going to go. Actually, let's see if I can get another one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Big handful of spinach because spinach is good for you. A little bit extra. Doesn't hurt. I'll put 1 more extra in all of those. Now, because I'm a pretty small eater anyway, I just free measure. I don't bother with weighing it all because I know my limits. Obviously, the more vegetables we have, the more I will preface that over the other food. Alright, so I'm just going to put these aside. We're going to check on these. Looking good. Alright. I have a feeling that honestly, even with me eating them too, it's going to be a lot. So we might end up with way more. And the Greek yogurt is obviously for the topping. So I'm going to, double checking, sauteed mushrooms, baby spinach, cherry tomatoes, avocado, and Greek natural yogurt, which is optional. I made the mistake of accidentally grabbing the sweetened one. But you know what? It doesn't bother me, so I'm all good. And my kids have attacked it. I've got to love that. Well, the boys have. No, they have. The boys attacked it this morning.
Oh, yeah.
Duh. My issue is I don't eat a lot of breakfast because with my 3 kids, I don't really have a lot of time, and then when I finally do, I don't want to have it. So, I find, since doing the Noni Jenkins 1 week challenge, I found that by meal prepping, I'm making myself eat the food. All right. There's the 2 of them. I'm just going to plate these up. And then I'll let you get back to your day. So, feel like this is going to be a lot, but anyway. So we have our 2 hash browns. I love spinach, so the more the better. Cherry tomatoes. This already feels like a really big meal anyway for me. I'm going to spread the sauteed mushrooms over it. Just like that. And then our sweet Greek yogurt. Alright. Now I'm not going to try and do some fancy plate up. I don't have time for that. But that is the breakfast. So thanks for watching. If you did like it, please give me a like. Otherwise, I will be back once school goes back with way more videos. I'm going to go eat my breakfast. I'm going to go finish cooking. All while that's cleaning. But other than that, have a wonderful day.